Hi guys! Good afternoon and welcome again to our video. So ngayon naman ay pag-uusapan natin kung ano ba ang market structure. So una, ano ba muna ang isang market? Ang market ay isang lugar kung saan nagkakaroon ng interaction ang buyers and sellers, kung saan nagpapalitan sila ng mga goods, services, and resources in exchange of something na valuable. So, dito nade-determine sa market kung ano ang presyo o bilang ng isang goods or services base sa supply at demand. Ngayon naman ay pag-uusapan natin kung ano ang market structure. So, ang market structure ay tumutukoy sa organization and characteristic ng market na naimpluwensyahan ng competition and the pricing. So, dito nakapaloob ang apat na market structure, which is the perfect competition and the imperfect competition. Dito naman nakapaloob ang monopoly and monopolistic competition and oligopoly. Sa oligopoly, dito naman nakapaloob ang duopoly.
This one is the perfect competition. Ang perfect competition, ito ay tumutukoy sa uri ng market kung saan maraming small firms or maliliit na negosyo ang nagbebenta ng mga identical products o yung mga magkakaparehong products and or goods. And market lamang ang magsasabi kung ano ang market price na ibibigay ng seller sa mga buyer. And ang isang example nito ay ang pamilihan ng mga bigas dahil maraming magsasaka ang nagbebenta ng parehong uri ng bigas pero hindi kayang kontrolin ng isang magsasaka ang presyo nito dahil merkado lamang ang may kapangyarihang magpabago ng presyo. And meron itong features of a perfect competition. First is large number of buyers and sellers. Ito naman ay tumutukoy kung saan maraming participants ang nasa parehong side ng buyer and seller. Sa ganitong uri ng market, wala ni isa sa mamimili or nagbebenta ang makakapagpabago ng presyo sa market at karaniwan itong matatagpuan sa mga pamilihan na may mataas na competition. Next, homogeneous product. Ito naman yung mga products na magkakapareho o perfect substitute, kaya hindi nagiging dahilan ang pagkakaiba ng product sa pagpili ng mamimili. Next is yung free entry and exit. Ito yung mga company, ito ay ang mga company na madaling makapasok or makaalis sa market na nagpupurso sa competition and innovation. Next is perfect information. Dito naman ay dapat ang buyers and sellers ay merong complete knowledge about prices, products, and technology upang magkaroon ng mas maayos na desisyon. Last one is price takers. Ang price takers naman ay yung mga firm na hindi makapag-set ng kanilang sariling prices at tinatanggap lang kung ano ang nasa market price. Ang disadvantage ng perfect competition, ito ay mababang kita para sa mga kumpanya. Dahil sa labis na competition, kadalasang mababa ang kita ng mga company na maaaring hindi sapat sa pagpapanatili ng kanilang operation. Ang advantage naman ng perfect competition, ito ay para sa mababang presyo para sa mga buyers. Dahil sa mataas na antas ng competition, ang mga presyo ay kadalasang mababa. Nagbibigay ito ng mga benepisyo para sa mga mamimili. Next one is imperfection. Ano naman ang imperfection? Ito ay yung mga market structure na hindi na-meet ng strict condition ang perfect competition to be considered as perfect competition of market. Ang perfect competition is binubuo ng monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, at duopoly.
Ang monopoly ay isang market structure kung saan iisang kumpanya lang ang nagbebenta ng produkto o serbisyo at wala itong kakompetensya. Dahil dito, kontrolado nila ang supply at mababa ang presyo. Halimbawa, ang Meralco na siyang nagsusupply ng malaking kuryente sa buong Maynila ay isang halimbawa ng monopoly. Ang advantage po nito is yung stable prices dahil wala itong competition o consistent po siya sa mga presyo o sa mga pagsusupply po ng kuryente. Number 2 is economies of scale. Mas mura ang produksyon dahil malaki ang operations ng isang monopoly. Ang disadvantage naman po nito ay yung lack of innovation dahil wala itong kalaban, minsan ay hindi na sila nag-e-effort na mag-improve. And ang sunod po is yung high prices dahil sila lang ang nagbebenta, kaya nilang magtaas ng presyo kahit walang choice ang mga customers.
Monopolistic competition is a vibrant, dynamic market structure where firms strive to stand out by offering unique products while still facing competition from many other firms. Think of it like a marketplace where each vendor has a unique offering but still needs to compete for customers. Many sellers, this means that there are lots of businesses in the market, but one of them are big enough to control the whole market. It's like having a street filled with restaurants. There are many choices, but no single restaurant is the only place to get food. Example, imagine a street food with lots of carinderias, small casual Filipino restaurant. Maybe merong karinderya na nagbebenta ng adobo, merong nagbebenta ng sinigang, at merong nagbebenta ng kare-kare. Lahat sila nagbebenta ng Filipino food, pero iba-iba ang kanilang mga specialties. Walang isang karinderya na ang nag-iisang nagbebenta ng lahat ng uri ng Filipino food. Ganyan ang many sellers sa monopolistic competition. Maraming mga negosyo pero walang ni isa na nag-iisang nagbebenta ng lahat ng uri ng produkto. Product differentiation. This means that each business in the market offers slightly different product even if they are selling similar things. Think of those restaurants again. They might all be serving burgers, but one might use premium beef, another might have a secret sauce, and another might focus on gourmet toppings. Imagine 3 carinderias on the same street, all selling adobo. One carinderia might use a special recipe passed down through generations, making their adobo extra flavorful. Another might use premium pork and organic vegetables, emphasizing the quality of their ingredients. And the third might specialize in adobo sa gata, offering a unique twist on the traditional dish. This product differentiation, even though they are selling adobo, each carinderia set itself apart through its unique recipe, ingredients, and style. Some market power. This means that each business in the market has a little bit of control over their prices. It's not like perfect competition where businesses are price takers and have to accept the market price. Because each business offers a unique product, they can charge a slightly higher price if they think customers are willing to pay for it. Imagine a carinderia known for its incredibly delicious sinigang. Because their sinigang is so popular and unique, they can charge a slightly higher price than other carinderias selling sinigang. Customers are willing to pay more because they value the unique flavor and quality of their sinigang. This is some market power. The carinderia has a little bit of control over its price because of its unique product. Think of it like this: if you're really craving a specific kind of food, you might be willing to pay a little extra for its restaurant that's known for that dish. Free entry and exit. This means that it's relatively easy for new businesses to enter the market for its existing businesses to leave it if they want. There aren't any big obstacles or restrictions stopping new businesses from starting up, and businesses can choose to close down if they're not making a profit. Imagine a street with a lot of carinderias. If a new carinderia wants to open up, they can usually do so without much hassle. They might need to think to get a permit or find a location, but there aren't any big barriers preventing them from starting. Similarly, if a carinderia isn't doing well, they can close down without facing any major penalties. This free entry and exit keeps market dynamic and competitive, because new businesses are always trying to enter and existing businesses are always trying to stay ahead of the competition.
The difference between monopoly and monopolistic. In a monopoly, there is only one seller in the market. The single seller has complete control over the price and supply of the product. Since there are no direct competitors, the monopolist can set prices without concern for competition. Example is yung public utility company na nagpo-provide ng water or electricity sa isang region. In monopolistic naman po, there are many sellers but the products are differentiated. Each seller offers a product while similar to others has unique features or branding. This differentiation allows companies to have some control over pricing but are still influenced by competitors. Example, the restaurant industry, where many restaurants offer different types of food, each with its own unique twist.
Oligopoly. Oligopoly means this is a market structure kung saan may kakaunting malalaking kumpanya ang namamayani at may malaking impluensya sa presyo at competition. Halimbawa nito, for example, ang industriya ng telecommunications in the Philippines kung saan dominant ang Globe, PLDT, at DITO ay isang halimbawa ng oligopoly. Characteristics of oligopoly. Few sellers means kakaunti lang ang malalaking players sa market. Interdependence. Kailangan isaalang-alang ng isang kumpanya ang galaw ng iba bago magdesisyon sa presyo or production. High barriers to entry. Mahirap pasukin ng bagong kumpanya dahil sa malaking puhunan at regulasyon. Price rigidity means iwasan nila ang price wars at karaniwang sinusunod ng presyo ng isang mga leader. Non-price competition means naglalabanan sila sa pamamagitan ng ads, kakaibang features ng produkto at customer service imbes na babaan ng presyo. One of the advantage of oligopoly is the stable prices. Means hindi madalas nagbabago ang presyo dahil sa price rigidity. Innovation and quality means dahil sa non-price competition may chance na mag-improve ang produkto at serbisyo. Then, the disadvantage of oligopoly is limited choices. Dahil dito, kakaunti lang ang players, limitado lang yung pagpipilian ng mga consumers. Collusion, posibilidad na magkasundo ang mga kumpanya para mapanatiling mataas ang presyo.
So, ngayon naman is pag-uusapan natin ang duopoly. So, ano ba ang duopoly? So, ang duopoly is a market structure in which two companies dominate and control the majority of the market for a particular product or service. It is a form of oligopoly but with only two firms or two companies. So, these two firms have significant influence over the prices, production, and market conditions, and their action can greatly impact one another. So ang isa sa mga example ng duopoly is the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi. They are the only two companies na naglalaban about the Coke, and they control the Coca-Cola in terms of production and market condition. So, ang duopoly have a different features, and this is, yun nga, two sellers only two firms control the market. Then, they are interdependent, or both firms closely monitor each other's strategy and specifically the pricing, dahil sila nga yung merong competition with each other. Sunod naman is the barriers to entry. New firms find it difficult to enter the market, keeping competition limited to the two players. So, ang ibang gustong pumasok sa kaparehong product na katulad nila is nahihirapang pantayan ang dalawang kumpanya na makipag-competition dahil mas sikat sila or mas tinatangkilik sila kumpara sa mga babagong papasok pa lang. So, ngayon naman is pag-uusapan natin kung ano ang revenue. So, ang revenue is tumutukoy sa total amount of money ng isang company na na-earn from selling goods or services before any expenses are deducted. So, mostly it referred as sales or the turnover. So, there have a concept of revenue. So, una dito is the TR or mostly known as total revenue. So, ito naman is the overall income from all units sold. So, mostly nakakalculate ito in total revenue is equal to price times the quantity and the quantities. And the next one is the average revenue, mostly known as the AR. This is the revenue earned per unit naman of output sold. So, nakakompute ito as average revenue or AR is equal to total revenue divided by the quantity. So, ang isang perfect competition ay nagiging equal sa price. So, So, in perfect competition, the AR or the average revenue is equal to the price. The next one is the marginal revenue or the MR. Ito naman is the additional revenue generated from selling one more unit of output. And nakakalculate ito from marginal revenue, MR, equals total revenue divided by quantity.
Alam mo yan.
So, the third one naman is the marginal revenue or MR. Ito naman is additional revenue generated from selling one more unit of output. And it's calculated as marginal revenue or the MR is equal to the total revenue divided by the quantity.
Next one is what is profit? Profit is the financial gain a business makes after subtracting all costs and expenses from its total revenue. Profit concept. Total profit, ito yung the overall profit a firm earns and it's calculated as total profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. Average profit, this is the profit per unit and it's calculated as average profit is equal to total profit divide quality. Next is marginal profit, the additional profit from selling one more unit and it's calculated as marginal profit is equal to total profit divide quantity.
So, sa market structure, we have types of profit. Ito nga is, yung una is the accounting profit. Ito naman yung difference between the total revenue and explicit cost or yung kung tinatawag natin is the actual out of pocket expenses. The second one is the economic profit. This takes into account both explicit and implicit cost or opportunity cost and mostly calculated as economic profit is equal to total revenue minus explicit plus implicit cost. The third one is the economic. So, ang economic profit helps to understand the profitability of a business in considering what could have been earned from the next alternative use of resources. So, the third type of profit is the normal profit. So, ano ba ang normal profit? Ito naman yung minimum profit necessarily to keep a firm in business covering both the explicit and implicit costs. When economic profit is zero, the firm is making normal profit.